All right, so you know how sometimes you hear a news story and it feels like you're only getting the tip of the iceberg?
Yeah, you just get those headlines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And well, today we're diving deeper into one of those stories, a story that's been developing and getting a lot of attention internationally. It all started with the disappearance of 4 U.S. soldiers at a training bung in Lithuania.
Okay.
And we've got all the initial news excerpts, and we're going to put them together and really try to make sense of what happened and, the timeline of how all these events have unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Yeah,
taking all those little puzzle pieces and seeing, what picture emerges.
exactly right. So let's jump right in. About a week ago, the first news report started popping up about these 4 U.S. soldiers, and they were in a tracked transport vehicle when they vanished at this place called the Pobrado Training Ground in Lithuania.
Hmm.
And this all happened while there were these ongoing U.S. military exercises going on involving 2 whole battalions from the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division. So that's kind of our starting point.
And right off the bat, 2 battalions, that's a lot of people you know. That tells you this was a pretty big operation.
Yeah, for sure.
And just think about the logistics involved in something like that. All the personnel, the vehicles, the coordination in a training environment like that.
Yeah, definitely a complex situation. And then just yesterday morning, we get this new development. They found a military vehicle in Lithuania.
Right.
And at first there was this hope that it might be connected to the missing soldiers.
Yeah, like maybe a break in the case.
Yeah, exactly. But then things took a really, really sad turn.
Yeah, the news got a lot heavier.
Yeah, the confirmation came in that they had found the bodies of 3 of the missing soldiers.
Really, it's just a tragic turn of events.
Absolutely. And then today, April 1st, the latest update is that the 4th soldier, the one who'd been missing for, you know, over a week, he's been found too.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, he's also passed away.
It's just heartbreaking, and General Christopher Donahue's statement really drives that home. The condolences to the soldiers' loved ones, that's the most important thing. And then also the fact that they had this huge multinational search operation going on.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible when you think about it.
It was.
The U.S., Lithuania, Poland, Estonia, all working together, hundreds of rescuers. It shows you how closely these allied nations work together, even, when something terrible like this happens.
And that kind of cooperation, it's not just symbolic, it means they're really integrated. Those alliances mean something in practice. They didn't just send a few people. It was a coordinated response with serious resources from multiple countries.
Yeah, for sure. And we also know that the U.S. Army is doing a full investigation into what caused this horrible incident.
Right.
Obviously, they haven't said exactly where they found the 4th soldier or, given all the details about the circumstances.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like right now the focus is on the investigation itself, and they'll give updates when they can.
And there was that mention of RBC Ukraine as a source possibly having more information about the actual training exercises. Right.
So that makes me think they'll be looking closely at those exercises themselves,
Yeah.
Were there any specific factors there that might have contributed?
Yeah, like what was the nature of the training and the environment where it was all happening?
Exactly.
So let's just recap what we've learned so far from these initial reports. We had 4 U.S. soldiers. They went missing during military exercises at this training ground in Lithuania. Their vehicle went missing too, and after this huge search effort involving multiple allied nations, tragically, all 4 soldiers have been found dead. It's a really somber piece of news, but hopefully this gives you a better grasp of the timeline and the basic facts as we know them.
I think so. And, the fact that they had this massive multinational effort to find these soldiers right away, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
What does this incident and the response to it really tell us about how Allied forces actually function when they're training together? Even in the face of something so unexpected, so tragic, you can see that level of interconnectedness, that shared commitment. It's definitely something to think about as we learn more. Absolutely. All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.